Hi guys, and welcome to another tutorial for BeatS. And before we can actually jump into the section for uploading your beats to start selling on the Beat Store, we're going to look at how you can actually export your beats in variations, to say the variations that we're going to talk about later during the uploading process, or creating a product on Beats, which is the beat itself that you're going to be selling. So as we started earlier with the cover art, and we have shown you guys how you can create your cover art using Photoshop. So if you have any other software that you use for photo editing, you can use just that. So here I have the project file for Lonely. As you can see, I'm mostly using loops, because if you're using loops, it would be easier for you to send out the project file, and then the artist who's going to have this project file will have all the melodies the way they are, the way you made them. And if let me say, if you have MIDI files and all that, just make sure that if you're using VSTs, like maybe some VSTs that the artist doesn't have, like for instance, let's say I'm using Xenology or other VSTs that they don't have, like let's say maybe I'm using SRIX World, I'm using Anato Analog Lab, and they don't really have that. What you can do is that once you create your melody, you have your melody lined up, all you can do is you bring this pattern into the playlist here, and then just go on the patterns here directly and click render and replace. But make sure that before you render and replace, if I'm going to render and replace it, audios or MIDI file, let's say melodies that you've used, let's say one-shot kits or samples, like let's say, let me look for a sample. Okay, I have a lot of things in here. Okay, alright. Let's say maybe you're using this 808 sample. Let me copy this, put it here, turn this down, and do that. Sorry. Alright, so if you have that MIDI, say this very sample, let me put it on another free one. Okay, let's remove this, bring that here, and you want to turn this into an audio file so that you can use loops. All you have to do, go on patterns and make sure it's active. You've selected the pattern that you want. You click render and replace. So the first thing first, before you render and replace this, always rename them. It's a 808 Lonely, and then let's go there, render and replace. Alright, so now we have the 808 here, which has been rendered and replaced exactly where it's supposed to be, and we still have our MIDI, our pattern with the MIDI here, which you can still bring back in here. And then before you can actually start duplicating this to use, make sure you cut off this in there. This will make sure that everything is aligned to the 4 beats pace and doesn't go out of sync when you duplicate this, to say you put it on another track. So yeah, that's what you need to do to turn all your MIDI files, your patterns, into samples like this loop right here. And let me remove this. So this is the 4 beat. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the full beat for Lonely, the beat that we're going to be using as a demo for uh, uploading a product beats. So your exporting options, what you do is you come on the export first, you start exporting it as an audio file. So you select where you're going to actually export this. Like for me, this folder, let's say, okay. So I already have Lonely here exported, which is this one right here. As you can see, the way I've written it, I have the BPM information and the key of the entire beat. So I would advise you to actually do the same, include the key, BPM of the entire beat when you export in the name of the beat, how you're going to name your beats. Yeah, so the first thing, you export it as an MP3. The second, you export it as a WAV file. So we'll go back to the same place, same folder. Now we're exporting it as a WAV file, and same, include the BPM and the key. Then you export. So if you're exporting mostly audio files like loop files, and the exporting process will be much faster than when you're exporting a beat, which you mostly used VSTs. Alright, so we are done, and then now we move to the next part, which is the last. That's how you're going to export the final file. This file will be a zipped loop package. Basically what it will do, it will just get the entire files for the project file and put them in one single zipped folder that you can actually send out. So here I'm going to rename this. Alright, so we're done. That's basically it. Let's close this. So now, as you can see, in the folder that I've exported everything, I have the MP3, the WAV, the zipped folder for the entire project file, and the cover art for the beat itself. So you basically just need to have these 4 files if you want to create a product with variation, or to say a beat with variations to it. That's how you do it. And then if you just want to sell just the beat itself alone, you can sell it in this MP3 format. It depends, it's up to you. You can either sell just the WAV file in the WAV format, the artist will still download it and use it in the production, in their recording. So yeah, that's basically it. That's all you need to know, how you can export your beat in variations. So I'll catch you guys in the next tutorial, whereby we're going to now to take a look at how you can basically create that product or upload the beat and then start selling it on BeatS. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, leave a like, comment, and share the videos to help others.